Okay, on this video I'm going to change the rear diff bearings, and what you need for that is the bearings from Boca. To do it, I ordered the kit. They gave me everything, so I got the leftovers for that to finish off the truck, 2mm hex wrench, and some red thread lock. Alright, so I'm just going to zoom in here a little, spin the truck around, kind of thing. I like taking the bumper off, makes it a little easier to get at things. I'm just going to pull this. I got the T-bone bumper here. Those Lowe's trucks are heavy trucks, so they take you out if they hit you. So you need it at my track anyway. Alright, flip it over. Take out all the screws on the bottom to get the bumper out. Alright, so there goes my T-bone bumpers off. So now you got to take out these two. Alright, that one should be fine. And then there's two more screws here. I don't know yet, you can kind of see it. Pull them out. And then this should pull right out. There you go. I just put the screws kind of together so I know where they went. So those are the rear diff holders. There's a left and a right to them. That's the only tricky part, I think, to this. Okay. There you go, left and right. And then I just grab the diff and pull it out. It usually slides out pretty easy. There we go. So that's what we want to work with. I'm going to move everything out of the way here and show you what we got. There it is. Just put all these screws away so we know where they all go later. It's not part of the diff. So there's 3 screws here to take out. So 2mm wrench again, hex wrench. Screwdriver, pull them out. Okay, they're all out. So now the top just pulls apart. Comes right off. This pulls out, which sits like that. I'm just going to let it fall. It's all good. So there's the bearings that we're going to replace. Right there. We got one there. And we got one right there. So easiest way to do that is we just pull the cups off. The cup covers there. 1 and 2. They're a little tight. Just a good pull though. And then the bearings just pull right off. take note of the shims you might have in there though. I didn't have any in this one, so that's okay. I'm just going to give it a little wipe. See what we got. That's that. So put those two bearings over there. I'm going to get my Boca bearings here. Actually just going to dump them out so I can see what we got. And I'm going to slide it right on. So it just slips right over. Goes right in place. 1 and 2. Nothing to it. And then the outdrive covers again, I just push them on and it holds the bearings on nice. Just like that. There you go. The bearings are done on the diff there. So it can be dropped back in to the diff housing. This is the tricky one. You want to take out this grub screw, which is Loctited in. So it's going to take a good snap. So that's, I like pulling it all out. As you can see all the thread lock coming out of it. And I like to just give that a good pull. And hopefully it just pulls apart just like that. And then you get the two bearings that are there. You put the two new ones on. I'm going to give it a wipe just to get any grime out of there, any oil. And push the two new bearings right on. 1 and 2. So the trick with this one is making sure they sit in the gear housing, because that's how we're setting this up. So basically like that, push it in tight, and that's got to be pushed tight. So I'm going to pull this out just to show you. I push on that, push that tight. Then I get my grub screw and my housing again. Put some red Loctite on there. And I'm not shy, give it a good little dab. Just give it a bit of a start. So I started it in the joint there, and I push it on, lining them up so it's got the flat spot with the grub screw. And then I just push that tight in. It's hard to see, but push them both tight like that, and then I tighten up the grub screw. And really tight. And then wipe away from the bearings the excess. Like that. Make sure there's no little play in there. It should be tight. There you go, and it moves very nicely. Good test. Then you can drop the gear into it. And you can put the other cover on. Just like that. And you can check the lash in it. It's not too bad. Give it a little play. What's slipping is there, so it's not the diff at all. So the diff is tight. Then we put our 3 screws back in. One. Here's 2. Just tight enough so you don't strip the threads. Just a nice little snug feeling. And 3. That's the bearings done on the rear diff itself, and the assembly is straightforward. So I'll get the kit back over here and show you how we do that. Alright. Just slide it, make sure you know which way you're going, which is top and bottom. Mine, I know because the threads are up. The screw heads are down. You got to get it through the diff ring as you're putting it through. Pay attention to that. Making sure the dog bone goes through. You slide it through and connect it into the center diff. It should slide in no problem. But you got to also get the dog bones in at the same time. Left and right. So it should all just take your time and it'll go right in together for you. So one at a time and you'll get it. And there we go. And everything has slid right in nice. Alright, bang. Alright, then we put our left diff holder in, back the screw in your hand, and that just slides right in. That's the right one though. And it should just slip right in there. Just like that. Right in. That's good. And put your screw in there. Tighten it up. Nice and snug. And then now it's the left one. It should slide right in again. Nice and easy. There we go. Put your screw in. So the diff is tight, so you can give the car a quick test now. So if you spin the diff, you'll see the tires are all spinning the same way when you spin that. Just double check that. You know you got your diff in right side up. Alright, and then we'll flip it over. And we'll see what we can see on the camera here. There we go. So basically now, we're just going to put the other screws in, and we're all done. And it's these ones go first. But the T-bone, you don't have to worry about it so much. They're the longer ones though. There we go. Just snug again. Pulls everything tight. And this one again. Alrighty. And then you get your screws again. You just pull your screws back where they went. So. One. Two. Alrighty. And 4. So as long as you get them in the diff hang holders, make sure they're in nice and tight. There's those. And the last one on this end. Alright, flip it over, and we got the bumper one here left to do. on the top, just like that. Okay, this is the last screw and we're good to go. Alright, everything's moving good. Alright, thanks again. Thanks again to Boca for the bearings. Alright guys, thanks again.